Part two. Make sure you see part one. I left off with two other things I had to say before we go on with this chart. When my brother-in-law did go into the crazy house, it was me that basically got him out because I gave him all the advice on what to say, what not to do, and stuff like that. Like these people, I've always helped every last one of them. Like all these people gunning for me and stuff. That's why I keep saying ain't no paperwork against me. Just them gossiping, letting these demons get inside of them. That's why I keep trying to tell you, democracy. You got to find out why. What are you allowing in you when you're doing what they tell you to do and not what the Great Spirit tells you to do? And as far as the other one, the younger sister, like she just has made a lot of bad decisions in her life, and effing with me all the time is definitely probably one of her greatest ones. Because, like I say, people pay for that. So I pray, and I understand ancients. Like some of this stuff is not in your Bible, but should be there. But there's certain things you do. They tell you even Mother Mary can pray people, save them from hell and stuff. That's one of they say Hail Mary, full of grace. That's one of the Hail Marys. Save us now in an hour of our death. Save us from hell. So you have to understand. See, I know all this mystical stuff, metaphysical stuff. So that's why I mean, when you really are a priest or a shaman or whatever you are, or you're really a called by God, nobody can change that. They may not agree with it, they may not like it, but they can't change it. They can only attack it. And that's what they do. They try to get you to go crazy or try to get you arrested. They'll do anything to stop you, but as long as God's with you, you ain't got nothing to worry about. So it was important to get all that out on this particular video based on what I saw. Because similarly, it doesn't have to be exactly the same thing I'm talking about, but similarity, that energy is there. All right. So far, first, second, third, fourth, fifth house. Now, the sixth house. The sixth house is ruled by Virgo, and it's all about the home, healing, health, daily activities, daily duties, small children, small animals. So right there, you see Cancer right there. So your fourth house is your sixth house, and your sixth house is your fourth house. And ironically, my chart is quite similar to that. Mine is Virgo in the fourth house, and Scorpio in the sixth. So it's not similar, but it's still an earth sign and a water sign. That's what that was. I just knew it was some type of similarity. All right. So now, sun sign. So like I said, with all the intensity. Let me do it again. So that's your fifth house, because your EP is in your first house. Okay, so this is your fifth house. So this is supposed to be about fun. Your fifth house is fun, still children, having fun, children, very creative house. The third house can be very creative too. But in your case, your creativity is about that finances and stuff. Your fifth house, for some reason, your fifth house is there in the fun. Fifth house fun. So I don't know. But so all I can tell you is with my family, because that's the only way I can tell you what I see in the fifth house. Because remember, I'm a Leo. The fifth house is ruled by Leo. The fifth house, and so your fifth house is still Leo because the sun is right there, and the sun is the ruler of Leo. Uh, but my family, you see, like you'll see, especially the females, they may argue a whole lot, but then that same night they're all going out together partying. So that might be what's going on here. I don't know because I don't know how you got the family in the fifth house. But it's fun because the reason why I'm saying that because you got Mars and all kind of stuff going on in the fourth house. So it may be like that. It may be. And some people can do that. Like they could argue and argue and still like be. I'm not. But see, mine was violent. So maybe if it was just people talking, I may. But I just never liked none of that stuff. Like I never liked anybody lying. I never liked gossip. Definitely don't put your hands on me. Don't even get up in my face. Don't do none of that. So mine, mine was everything, everything. My mother used to like to leave candles on, and so she would have razors laying around the house, so she could cut the wick of the candle or cut something in the candle. My older sister seen them razors because I seen the same thing, but I couldn't touch it because mine dukes. My older sister seen them razors, she picked all of them up and put them away because she knew as crazy as we were, somebody be done got slashed up. Our house was crazy. The dude used to come over, one of the most famous people out of my township. He used to come over our house and just sit there. And he's one of the most. We're all the same age though, but he used to just come over our house and just sit there. So we finally said, "Who are you coming to see?" It's three of us. Are you coming to see the older sister? Are you coming to see me? Are you coming to see the younger sister? He said, "Man, I ain't coming to see none of y'all." He said, "Y'all crazy." He said, "I come over here to laugh and shit." So we was like the early Bundys and Martin. We did all that shit in the crib. So maybe that's what they're saying in this thing. But it was sad. It wasn't fun though. It was sad. It's funny, but it's sad. You know what I'm saying? It's like melancholy. So I don't know if that's what they're saying in your house, because you see the bright sun is there, and you definitely family minded. See the sun, Cancer is a water sign, but that's what I used to notice. As I got older, I understood it a little bit better, but I never agreed with it. Like even my girlfriend's mother was always talking shit to me, which I'm telling you, that's all white supremacy. That's all that is, because they just got nothing good to say about you. So y'all learned that from the 1800s and ain't get through with it yet. Y'all still do it to this day. My neighbors was doing the same stuff. So I stand up to it. Like I'm not, like I said, you got to understand spiritual power. The Bible tells you to cast this stuff down. But even metaphysically speaking, you can't have people speaking on you. That's curses and stuff. And they don't realize that. Like you cursing your own bloodline. You cursing your own people. Because you're talking crazy about somebody who it doesn't warrant just to hear yourself talk. So I curse that down. So I mean, I don't curse them, but I cast that down. I don't let them get away with it. So I don't know, because I'm saying there's a reason why your family's in the fifth house. You know, the whole Leo thing going on, which is the energy. But it is karmic. See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. But it is still karmic. 17 could be a karmic degree, and 1 and 7 can turn to 8, which is a karmic degree. 21 is the world card, which is a karmic today. Agree. And number 17, we're going to look it up because I always double check. I get my number 17 and 14 mixed up. But I believe 17 is the star card, which will be Aquarius energy. Yep, tarot card number 17 is the star card. Aquarius energy. So it could be about hope. The star card is Aquarius energy. It's about hope, but it also can be karmic. Now, if you notice, your ascendant is Aquarius, which could be that 17 star card, but it's also the moon at 18 degrees. And like I said, 21 is a world card, but again, it's karmic. So it's almost like telling you to like maybe loosen up, like have fun or loosen up, but not just in the fifth house, like really loosen up. And if you do, then you'll have hope of avoiding the results of everything else we talked about. And I've seen that, see, because you got Venus in your Leo. I mean, I used to live in this apartment complex, and we always talk about twin flames. So it was called Twin Brook Garden Apartments. Now, when you think of the garden, that's a portal. Like the Garden of Eden was a portal, and a lot of mystical stuff used to happen over there because it's really like the woods and just weird shit. Anything with woods and shit, these are all portals and stuff. So a lot of weird stuff would happen over there. And so it was one female. It was a family that lived 2 apartments down from us, but they was just thugged out and all kind of crazy stuff was going on over there. And the young girl had a baby and just left it in a laundry room, like in a garbage can, a laundry room. And you go in the laundry room to wash clothes and stuff. And she just left the baby there, so she got arrested. And there was another female in there that was just mean, like unbelievably mean. Like no, you knew not to fuck. Like when people got spirits on them and stuff, but you knew not to fuck with it. Like you knew. Like a dude will try you, one time because dudes is hard headed. So somebody be acting all tough or something. So we'll try it just one time for our own manhood. I'm not saying it's a smart thing to do, but we'll try a person one time just to see. Not her. You knew immediately. Like you knew that whatever was in that woman, you knew. Don't F with her. Dark, just evil, like evil. Don't F with. So then she found love in her life. And she was the nicest person in the world. So maybe that's what's going on in your 6th house. That's what's going on in your 5th house. Why? Because Leo rules the 5th house. And you got Leo right there with love. Because even my neighbors, one time they used to always throw barbecues. So now September 23rd was all that supernatural stuff that happened up in space. September 23rd, everything lined up with Virgo. September 23rd, 2017. I had a note, but I told you a whole lot of weird stuff be happening with my neighbors with the moon. And that was a big day with Virgo, the moon, everything lined up. And they threw a big party out of nowhere. They used to throw parties all the time in the 1980s. But they haven't thrown no type of party, no whatever. So then the daughter, that's like about, the daughter's definitely younger than me. And but then she was talking to me the next day. She had a big smile on her face and she was talking to me. Because we don't really talk like I used to be a Jehovah's Witness, but like I said, I just woke up, and I see how they really get down. See, anything I'm about, I give 100%. I don't have stuff. No, I've never been a political person. I don't do nothing. Like you see how I am out here. That's why my views are so low, because people like to be lied to. That's just a fact. If you watch the Malcolm X movie, you remember when Malcolm tried to get loud, and they was like, Malcolm, don't waste your time. These people want to do this. They want to follow this man. And Malcolm was like, they're not gonna follow him if they find out what he's really about. And they was like, Malcolm, it ain't gonna make no difference. The people still gonna follow him, and they did. Now, some people see Malcolm a different way. Some people see him as a tattletale, a rat, a whistleblower. Some people see him as a real revolutionary that got killed by a bunch of fake revolutionaries. So a lot of people see different things. But I don't learn all of this. But I put my trust in God. I don't give a freak about none of that. You understand? I could care less. I put God first, and whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. And I've been doing that for decades. And like I used to be on TV. I had an independent TV show. I used to always be with the Nation of Islam. They was right here in the city. When I say the city, I'm talking about Asbury Park, New Jersey. Right on Cookman Avenue. I used to always be up in there. They used to be on my TV show. And Dr. York used to be right up the street. He was further up Cookman. Like the Nation of Islam is on the beginning of the street is the Nation of Islam on the left side if you're going eastward, going down towards the beach. Dr. York's people, a long time ago, they used to be all the way down on Cookman, towards the beach, but they was on the right side, and that's where it used to be a place called Mr. Fashion. Mr. Fashion was like a little bit further down there. All right, so that's what you're basically seeing here, and even Pallas is a soulmate asteroid. So now we're gonna keep going. So that's what it's basically saying. Maybe when you meet this Leo, you'll be more happy, loosen up a little bit, and now it's like maybe things will get better with how you view your family and stuff. Like I'm just going by your chart, so don't get mad at me. I'm just saying what's here. And I'm not saying I never said it was bad, but you can see it's a lot of confrontations, a lot of slick talking and stuff, crazy talking. All right. So now you go to your 6th house. Now that's the one about the home, health, healing, service, small children, small animals, daily activities, daily duties, subordinates, co-workers. And you got Venus there at 12 degrees. Now that means Neptune energy, but Neptune, that's the hangman, which it means some type of a person who just goes in by themselves. See, the number 9 card is a hermit. He'll come out in public, but he has his own viewpoint. So he could be sitting around a whole bunch of people and they all talking about what they believe. He'll sit there and he may act like he's listening, but the hermit, number 9, he already made up his mind what he believed. Now, the other guy, the number 12, the Neptune energy, he's who you call the hangman. He's gonna go up by himself. So somehow that's associated with your Venus. But we already told you about your Pisces, because Neptune rules Pisces, and Pisces just want to believe, and Pisces will give up unconditional love. But that's where she makes her mistake. So that might be what your 12 degrees Venus is saying again. Oh, I'm a love him no matter what, no matter what. And you got people like me telling you the truth, the same way I would tell my sister or this female that I'm talking to now through emails in Cali. That love ain't that simple. It'd be nice if it was. And when we're younger, you can do all that crazy stuff. Like when you're young and you ain't really got no real responsibility, you can do all that love story, all that stuff. But as you get older, everything do matter. Unless you got a large bank account. But like if you really living like from paycheck to paycheck or worse, or you really ain't got no money saved, you can't be making dumbass mistakes. Because everybody ain't going to be able to bail you out every time you make a dumbass mistake. So you're going to have to start watching who you around and how you respond and stuff like that. And me, even if I did have that money, that don't mean I want to be spending my money for stupid shit. So that's that 12, but I'm more interested in that 30. Now, normally, once it gets past like 21, 22, or 23, like those numbers, they usually stop at 20. I could look for those other numbers, but I usually don't. Because sometimes, like I said, they're just not dealing with the energy of the chariot. And the tarot is definitely the power as far as understanding the energy. The tarot. Right, so give me a moment. We're going to try to find out what number 30 means. And I'm only doing that because it's unique on your chart. Because that's where you finally see some type of love on that chart. Is right there. And remember, this is the 6th house. So your lover might have a unique Virgo in his chart. But we'll see. It's funny though, now when I do think about 30, I do think about see, Judas Iscariot, because he betrayed Jesus for 30 pieces of silver, and then he hung himself, just like the hangman. And that's number 12. All right. Highly creative. This is number 30. Highly creative and social energies. Optimism. So it's agreeing with what I said. It's this love that makes you see things differently. Because like I said, that day she threw that party, the very next day she was talking to me, she was smiling. Because she used to be a real happy person. She used to be unbelievably happy. Like back in the 1980s and stuff, she was unbelievably happy. And that's how she was that day. Then she went back to being the evil ass. But listen, true, all true, I know how hard it is. That's why I kind of understand it. But people have to be aware of what you're doing to another person. Especially when, oh, he's a nice person, so I'm going to dump all my shit on him. I'm only going to take it for so long before I'm going to start doing you dirty like you did me. Like, even with my sister, the one that's still alive, she treated that dude like garbage. Like, when they first met, she'd be like, don't talk about me on your channel. I still be talking about it, though. But she treated him like garbage. Broke that boy's heart and shit. And then, then he started doing the same thing to her. And then she got humbled. So then that's when after he hurt her, like this reverse psychology shit, then that's when that made her more determined to do whatever she had to do to show him that she really was serious about them being together. But they've been together now for 14 years. Really, 15 years. Nah, listen. 16, time is flying by. They've been together for like 16 years. Happily married. So they say 30 is called the limitless 3. Because it's number 3 with the unlimited number, the unlimited digit of 0. An imaginative number, effective communicator, joyful and dynamic. So it's like they're almost saying somebody comes into your life that just opens you up, that you see an entirely different world. Creative, self-expressive, social certainty, because you see all that Aquarius, that social stuff. Tolerance, imaginative, inspirational, optimistic. So it looks like a Leo is going to step in your life and light it up. That's what we do. That's what we do. Yeah. What's up? All right. So this is your true north node, and that's also why you're here. That little horseshoe, that's your north node. That's why you're here. So your life purpose is with this Leo, some form of service. And remember, this is in your home sector, some form of service at 1 degree. And 22 is a twin flame number, which is nurturing. Now 11 can be, well, see, it's right with Leo. See, 11 with Leo is the strength card. So that's divine masculine, divine feminine. But if that was 11 with, say, Libra or Libra energy, then that would be the justice card. Because it's different. On every Rider-Waite card deck is different. The 8 and the 11 are different. So that's why I'm trying to explain that to you. But on yours, it's definitely saying with this person. Like, that is probably your twin. Because it's like total happiness and totally different. Totally different. But that 12 degrees means something too. But in your case, I think it's kind of encouraging you to take it that way. Now, let me tell you why. Why I think the universe is telling you to look at this person like, oh, wow, my savior. Because up until then, you was one of them banging chicks. I mean, on your chart, I don't know what you are in real life, but you was one of them banging chicks. You want to run up, you're going to be talking crazy and fighting. I mean, either way, either physically fighting or verbally fighting, but you was the one of them banging chicks. So that type of female is not going to appreciate. See, she needs to feel that way about her man. She needs to feel like, he can do no wrong. Because if she don't, she may give into that other energy. Because like me, how I was, and this is why I had to stop dating. This is years ago. But I would just be trying. Out here in Jersey, females just be talking crazy. Depending on what part of Jersey, my part of Jersey. Because all of New Jersey ain't like my part. But my part of New Jersey, females be talking crazy. So I be wanting, I'm like, I want to be in a relationship to be in a relationship. Like, you supposed to be my homie. We supposed to be cool and shit. And you talking crazy. My mama talk crazy. My sisters talk crazy. So as soon as I hear that crazy talk, I just cut them off. See, that's that Gemini, because my ascendant is Gemini. That's that Gemini energy. Real short fuse. Uh-oh. Hell no, not again. Click. And that chick be like, damn, this nigga, he was writing me poetry. He was staring at me. I really thought this man loved me and shit. Now like I did it, you said that stupid shit. You like, click. And like back then, I wasn't trying. It wasn't no part 2 with me. It could be 7 years, 15 years. I could give a freak less. If it didn't work in 1944, it's not going to work now, nigga. So that's how I was. Now I changed a lot. But see, it's good because when I be doing people's charts, I see they the same way I used to be. So for you, you need that. Like for you, you need that. Oh, oh, he's the one. Oh, because if not, if you don't have that floating above cloud 9, you're gonna be like that chick that was in my Twinbrook Garden Apartments, two stories down, ready to commit murder easy. And the murder was created in that house because that little girl, I don't know if that was her sister. I don't know what the relationship was with the people in that house, but that female definitely did leave that baby out there, and she got arrested for it. I mean, it's right across. It don't take too many people to know. It's like right across from where they live. Like, why would you do it right across from where you live? So we're doing it so far. But at least we got love, right? Took a minute. But that ain't my fault. It's your chart. But I'm gonna say it again. This is why you get your natal chart so you can see all this. You know what house it's in and all that. Otherwise, you're gonna get a card reading and they're not gonna be able to see all this. That's why I be trying to tell y'all this little childish behavior is not smart. Because if you get a card reading, it might be stuff like they might tell you something about your 7th house or whatever, but it's something lurking in your 8th house. See, here you see it all. And then, like I said, if you got to get another reading, you get another reading. You might take the chart and get another reading somewhere else. Whatever you want to do, but you definitely need this chart. That's like God made this chart for you to see it and set up ways for you to see it, but you're being childish because, oh, I don't like his tone or I don't like it, and you don't get it. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know. But you're still going to be held accountable for anything that's on your chart. Because the way God said, even if you get a card reading, then you should have been more specifically when the person was reading. Even if it meant you didn't want to do it the correct way, so you might have to spend more money. But like, suppose they said, 5 questions for this amount of money. When they say, okay, well, that's a karmic relationship. Or karmic how? How is that a karmic relationship? Karma affecting what house? Because the karmic relationship in the 1st house is not the same as the karmic relationship in the 9th house. So which house? So you're half stepping and thinking you're going to be smarter than the universe, and you're going to end up playing yourself. Because as soon as you go in for judgment, at the end, they're going to be like, what did you do about the karmic relationship in the so-and-so house? Huh? Well, I never got my natal chart done. I was just doing cards and shit. Well, that's one of the problems why you're here right now. Sorry, buddy. You're going to dimension number 4. Oh, not the dimension number 4. Oh. Dudes like me, we're gonna be in the ultimate dimension, just chilling, feet up. Good job, good job. I'm gonna tell God I want to hear good job like every 30 minutes. Good job, cause I busted my tail out this motherfucker. What? I'm just joking with that though. I'm always happy to serve my God anyway, not humans, cause humans ain't no good. All right. So now your 12th house, Capricorn in the 12th house. Now this is interesting though, because Capricorn is about career. No, okay, no, you're Aquarius, right? You're Aquarius in the 12th house. That's just about people. See, you got service in you. You got service in you because you see it in your 6th house and your 1st house. So really, Aquarius, and you see, the moon can also make you dreamy. So it looks like you, like I said, you do have an optimistic, you have a very optimistic outlook. So the 12th house is about reckoning. It could be stuff that's hidden and bringing that stuff out in open. That's what it means by reckoning. But with you, it's more about friends, association, groups. It's still a spiritual house. But see, I just don't think you have a problem in the 12th house as far as hitting in with people. And it's just not enough information to say whether you have a problem with secrets and stuff like that. Not yet, anyway. So let's go all the way back around to your 7th house. Your 7th house is about relationships, business partnerships, enemies, business agree or any form of agreement. Karma, the law, courthouses. Again, 18 degrees again with Vesta. Now remember, Vesta is like the priest. She's the priestess of Virgo, and Virgo is usually the Virgin Mary or Isis. It's like the highest level of the divine feminine is in your seventh house, being Virgo energy. So you could see that energy is going to be helping you in your relationships. Now that cross is called the vertex cross. And once again, you got Matt. No, okay, that's 54. All right, not 44. So again, number 11. See now 11. Now you have 11 in your seventh house. Now that 11 would mean probably the Justice card, Libra energy. Because that cross is called the vertex. It has to do with your fate, fated events, and destiny. But I'm trying to tell you that your seventh house and your sixth house is working off of Virgo energy. But it also is connected to the Leo. And remember, that's what the Sphinx is. The Sphinx is a lion head and a Virgo body. And that's always, if you go back in the old day, like the ancient, it was always about the divine mother and her baby. And that's what you're seeing again. And just again for the record, because I want to make sure I got this clear, because I know I said a lot of stuff. Um, like my older sister had this boyfriend from down south, because she had moved to Kentucky. She used to work out there, so she had this dude from down south. And so my dude used to talk to him like grimy, real dirty, you know. And even I took it for him. See, I'm talking about being a man. So I actually told my mom, you shouldn't be saying that to this guy. Even if he wasn't the best boyfriend or whatever you thought, he still got feelings like everybody else. And for some strange reason, she listened to me, which I thought was strange. I said, oh, y'all can stop talking to him like he's garbage, but y'all still talk to me like I'm garbage and stuff. I thought that was the strangest thing, but she did listen. But the point I'm making that I was man enough to go against the grain, which I always do. I was man enough to go against the grain, because I'll tell my family if they're wrong. And my brother-in-law just wasn't. He's a coward. Like, at the end of the day, he's just a coward. And that's a fact. So he never really stood up. But now that he's got family, now he's trying to stand up. But because he's a coward, he still can't stand up. He's got to run away from you and avoid you and stuff. So, ain't nothing, like I said, the way I said, ain't nothing good coming out, anything like that. But me, like, what you see is what you get. I'm the same dude where I'm at. Like, I'm not with all that phony stuff. So with this fated event, it's 11, so that is some form of justice. And it's still 18 degrees. So you might have a connection to the moon. You and this person, this 20 yours, might have a connection to the moon. Vesta is spiritual. She could be highly sexual, but it just depends on what house she's in. But to me, this is something, because remember, if you look at the tarot card, the moon card, it's still like a twin flame type of card. And you also got to remember too that that's also the high priestess. Because a lot of times the high priestess is in your chart, but if you're not thinking, you'll forget. Because she is connected with the moon, and also her number is 2. So that 11, it becomes number 2 as well. So that's probably the high priestess in your 12th house of endings at 18 degrees, because that's the moon. And it's your high priestess in your 7th house of relationships with the 18, which is the moon, but also the 11, which becomes number 2. And remember, all that is that the divine feminine energy, whether it's Virgo, high priestess, because at the end of the day, they're all priestess. They're all spiritual. They're all priestess. And in my opinion, Vesta is like a assistant to the high priestess. But she's a priestess too. But she's more like an assistant. So that's what you guys. So this is going to be a very spiritual, whether you know it or not. And it might even, because remember, when you're dealing with Mother Mary, you're actually dealing with mysticism. A lot of times when you deal with Mother Mary, you're dealing with mysticism. And anything with Mother Mary is going to be the Black Madonna, and it's going to take you back to Egypt, which is Isis. And that's why it's esoteric or mysticism. So the implication is, as you two serve, be honest with the law, be honest with each other with agreements. But as you two serve, that you two may find yourselves becoming lawfully connected, whether it's through marriage or however you do it. And there might be some, let me see. Now we're in the 8th house, which is highly emotional. And the moon is there, which is also highly emotional. And you have to be very careful because the moon rules Cancer. Now, Cancer and Scorpio, or Cancer in the 8th house, those type of people, if they're not careful, they can come under the influence of evil spirits. So you have to very watch what you're taking in and what you're agreeing to and stuff like that. And definitely not to be afraid, but don't take it seriously. Because some people think it's a joke until it's too late. Because once they come, they don't leave. And believe me, that could be the most horrible thing you've experienced. So you don't open the door up in the first place. Because your 8th house is about portals and all that. And even the moon and the 8th house, the moon and Scorpio, is about reincarnation and past lives and stuff like going on. So all that will be going on. And now this is in the 8th house. But look at it. You got Juno there too. So something mystical about you and this connection with this person is extremely mystical. But you see the blessing of the universe with Jupiter, because Jupiter is going to give you finances and expansion. And Jupiter can also represent your belief system, represented by Sagittarius. Pluto is going to be transformation, but once again, it's karmic. And we'll get back to Saturn, just not yet. Once again, it's karmic transformation. And it's got that number 33, so we don't know if you'll be dealing with. See, both of y'all got I mean, it's 2 of y'all with 33, even your Juno. So you might be dealing with some form of secrets or some form of Freemasonry, you or him or both of y'all. But this is in the 8th house, so this is going to be all about secrets. And your moon is 29 degrees. That's the anaretic degree. That's the karmic degree. So this is unbelievably awesome. It's unbelievably intense. Notice how her moon is 29 degrees 00. Her Saturn is 4 degrees 00. 00 is the card called the Fool card, and its energy is Uranus. But you also see that number 23 on your chart. See, 23 can be a very witty person, and mental person, very intellectual, very charismatic person. But 23 could also be Uranus energy, or things pop off out of nowhere. And that's usually what that number 00 stands for. It stands for a new beginning, or somebody who's not connected to anything, and they can change quickly. And that's one of the reasons why the Fool card, he's so confident, because it's the High Priestess to put him on his journey, so he knows he can't fail. So you see the Fool card walking off the cliff with his dog, and he's not even worried about it, because he knows he's been sent on his mission by the High Priestess, who has all the power and all the secrets. He knows he can't fail, and he can adapt, so he's not worrying about it. So you do have that energy with all those zeros on your chart. So your Saturn, he's there. It's definitely karmic. This is a karmic relationship. This is why this is going on in your 8th house with the moon, because it's the moon and the 8th house that really oversee reincarnation. See, in the Bible, they call your 8th house the bottomless pit, and they talk about it in Revelation chapter 9. That's why, if you notice, if you read Revelation chapter 9, they're talking about the Scorpio. They have a king over them. That's the Scorpio constellation, and that is the 8th house. And that 8th house is ruled over by Pluto. And they even tell you Pluto is the ruler of the underworld. Pluto is the ruler of Hades. Well, that's the bottomless pit. It's also the hollow that you pray for. When you say hallowed be thy name, because now that's wordplay. That's etymology. So even when you say Halloween, what is that? Halloween is about people coming out to underworld. When you dress up in a costume on door to door trick or treat, you're honoring those people that come out of the underworld during Halloween, because during Halloween that portal opens. And that's why they even got a holiday around Halloween they call All Souls Day, because those portals open, and these souls are transferring. And if you really know your stuff, the moon and the 8th house, they deal with that. They deal with souls. Regeneration is death and rebirth. A soul will die, gets sucked up to the moon, sent back down. Up when it's up on the moon, it gets its memory swiped and gets sent right back down. And every now and then somebody will die, and then all of a sudden somebody else will say, "Oh, I'm your whatever." Like, you're my what? No, that person is dead. No, it's me. And then they meet with this person, and that person can tell you all kind of stuff that they shouldn't know. So her Saturn is a little bit different. But it got that number 4. Number 4 is a pragmatic number, kind of like, Capricorn, a worker going to get the job done. And it could also be Aries energy, but that could just be making a play on words to your karmic, because you have a lot of karmic connected to Aries, or jumping into stuff too fast, or wanting to duke it out, and all kind of stuff. Because it's like that person is going, like, for you really need this twin, because he's going to kind of balance you out, probably in a good way. And Pluto, remember, the 8th house is going to deal with secrets and stuff, so you just have to be careful. And it is going to be karmic, your number 21 world card endings, because see, Pluto is about death but rebirth. But you already saw that number 12, because in number 12 He's the hangman. He's suspended. He's hanging upside down. But he does come back. So even though your Saturn is being somewhat stymied by the power of Jupiter and Pluto, two very powerful planets, I think the main reason Saturn is in your 8th house with Libra is because of the karmic significance. And it's already at at 4. And Juno, so you might find yourself in a relationship with somebody that has Libra on their chart. You may find somebody in a relationship with Leo. And not just having it on their chart, but you'll see significant stuff. Like when you look at Libra. See, when you look at his chart, Libra, vertex cross, they go down to number 11 again. Just like yours. Or Venus and Leo. His Leo's got Vesta and good fortune. So your 8th house is all about the evolution of that relationship. Now this could be all in one time frame, or it could be in different time frames. Because like I said, that's what that number 12 really indicates. The hangman, suspension, breaking up, making back up. But that's what Pluto's all about. And that's what Scorpio's all about. It's the evolution of your relationship with this person. And I think Saturn is in your 8th house more as a record keeper or a timekeeper. So I really believe he's there to basically make sure that you are evolving, that both of you are evolving in this relationship. Because it's definitely karmic, but I really believe that's why Saturn is there. Because other than Saturn being there, this is all about watery emotions and like Saturn is like being an anchor. Like he's gonna make sure that you got like evolution is being taken. It's not just a love story. It's not just we got money, because we already said that sometimes that money make a person think they can do whatever they want to. I'm rich, bitch. So Saturn's like, oh no, I'm gonna make sure that you're evolving. So all we want is Saturn in the 8th house just to see. But you gotta remember, it's not gonna give you a fully right answer, because it's not just Saturn conjunct Jupiter, Saturn conjunct Pluto. See, that's why I said if I had more time, that's what I would want to do. I would want to do a website that deals with stuff like that, because a lot of people don't. They'll go Saturn in the 8th house or Saturn in Libra, but they won't talk about everything else that's around it, because that's the only way you're gonna get the right answer. So then they said a lot of people would think that Saturn in the 8th house would bring a lot of difficulties in the matters that the house rules. Yet this is definitely not the case. So yeah, so that's why Saturn is there, because it's gonna make you serious. Because we've been saying that since we started. We like with Gemini and all that talking crazy and jumping up and all that. That's real immature and shit. It is. It's just real immature. Like I said, even if you think about my neighbors, that was just some immature shit. Like, okay, all they had to do was say, okay, we got it, or sorry about that. You know, give us a minute, we'll make a phone call. Cause I mean, they got it. They got men over there for everything else. But when it came to us, they're like, fuck y'all, you can get it. Why don't you stop complaining? I'm like, yo, your stuff is all over my yard. We can't even get our own driveway. I gotta look out for my mother. What you talking about? Just like we got another like this female. I said it too. Now all she do is f the mail up. All she do is f the mail up all the time. We gonna be getting packages. They be going to other people's houses and stuff. We gotta be complaining and shit. So then she like to do some slick stuff. Like I peeped it because I know all about spiritual stuff. So she gonna turn your mail upside down. See, I know all about that stuff. And like people that like old school people know what I'm talking about. Because it's all about your front door and what you're letting come in your crib and all that shit. So I saw what she's doing. I started praying over that immediately. Because I already knew what that was about. That's why you have people tell you to put salt out in front of your door and all that on your porch or on the steps and shit. There's a reason for all that. There's a reason why she's doing all this stuff. So now, like I said, I got bad foot. I already explained that in the last video, whatever. So now she gonna give us somebody else's mail. Now understand, like I'm like, okay, listen, I'm not gonna be walking on. My foot is effed up. I'm gonna go put something on it right now. Like my foot effed up, so I'm not gonna work all day standing on my feet. Cause that last day I worked, my boss worked. Not my boss, but his second in command. The second in command was just ride me, cause he liked to ride people. He would just ride me. I was doing everything, climbing all up the ladder, carrying shit, put them up, filling up all this stuff. I was killing myself. But I was like, I ain't gonna tap out. I'm gonna see if I can handle this. So I'm not gonna come home and then do her job. It's your job. So she left an envelope. I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna put it back in the mailbox, and tomorrow when she comes, she'll know that ain't our mail, and she'll take it to the right house. So she came back the next day or whatever and left it in the mailbox, kind of like implying like I'm not walking in nowhere. And I'm saying, damn, it's your job. Like, what? I gotta walk over there because you don't want to do it. So I'm like, listen, man, my foot hurt. I got other shit I got to do with. I'm not worrying about that thing. It can stay up in there. I'll get to it eventually, but I'm not worrying about it. And then the day, I guess she took it. So it's immature is what I'm saying. And with the other neighbors, they going out that way, and they got all this energy to try to set me up when all they had to do was say use them same men or whoever to come get your shit. That's all you had to do. It had to be no argument. It had to be you trying to base up and all that. And it wasn't like they started acting rude after I complained. They was acting rude before. That's why I never knew why they was acting rude in the first place. That's why I was mad. I was like, all right, I'm not gonna be out here cleaning their garbage up, and they trying to treat me like I'm beneath whatever. I said, okay, you want to go to war? Let's go to war. So that's immature primarily there. You can't really say, you can't blame me because I did try talking in all those circumstances. I really do. But it is gonna come a time when I'm gonna fight fire with fire, and that's how you win. They gotta know you ain't joking. Until then, they ain't gonna take you seriously. So that's why you got Saturn, because it says Saturn is gonna try to help you to mature. And that's why I try to tell you, Saturn's not really there for any other reason. Like your house would be really good, your eighth house would be really good, but it's gonna be based on you, heeding advice, and you heard a lot of advice. Now Saturn is in my ninth house retrograde in Aquarius, and that's a teacher, but he's kind of like a no nonsense teacher. And like I said, people really want you to talk to them like they're children and, you know, smile. All just a lot of stuff that got nothing to do with a reading, really. And that's why people say they're looking for it, but they're really not. Because the moment there's a challenge, they want to tap out. So those type of people ain't really looking for it anyway. They like bubblegum astrology. All right, so that's what's up in your 8th house. 9th house again, so you keep getting at 18. So you got 44. And notice how you have 44, they're opposite each other. 44 in Taurus, 44 up there. Lilith is retrograde. And you just got to watch scandals. Because your Lilith appears to be in the 9th house. But when it's that close to the 10th house, you just got to watch out for scandals. Because Lilith will get you in trouble. So this is your 9th house. And like I said, you might even be into metaphysics, you or your twin. Because see, Sagittarius is the 9th house, and Sagittarius can be a teacher. But with Scorpio in the 9th house, there's Sagittarius rules. It may be a teacher who teaches those dark things, metaphysical stuff, mysteries, and all that shit. So that little circle with the X across it, that's good fortune. And it's basically saying you have good fortune in your 9th house. But usually when Scorpio's in the 9th house, that's all about making Scorpio go deeper. Like this person is going to be seeking for truth. This is why Jupiter's in her 8th house. And it's probably going to be her and her twin. They're going to be seeking for truth, but they're going to be going deep with it. Because that's what Jupiter tries to take you further than you planned on going. Seven is that Cancer energy. But again, Cancer is still going to be about education. And the 7 is a Chariot card. But it's Cancer energy. It could be a reference to the mother as well. So on 2 occasions, you got that 44, which is usually a higher number. And that could be your male friend. And don't worry, we're going to go back to your analytic degree. We're getting ready to go there now. I just want to do this. So now, see that 19 is that, well, it's the sun. So it's like a Leo message with number 19 with you. But it's a message coming from the sun. It's still karmic. You see that 17. But they're almost telling you that a lot of stuff on this chart will happen. But you also got to make sure that you're bringing yourself into positive. If it's not already happening, you have to bring yourself into positive light with family. Because Lilith and Scorpio, she gonna go deep. But like I said, that could all be scandal though. But she wants to go deep, and for her, And Scorpio, it's not just about the magic of Scorpio, it's also about the power. And 26 again is that God. Again, even 26 is 6 6. So like, you just keep seeing it on your charts. You got some type of Bible connection, whether you're aware of it or not. And again, this is a teaching house. But even this would be like a metaphysical, like what I do. It's like the mysteries of the kingdom, a metaphysical understanding of the Bible, because that's what Scorpio represents. And that 44. So now in your ninth house, they're showing you shared resources and stuff like that. That's what Scorpio is. Shared resources. And that's your ninth house. Now your 10th house. So that's your ninth house. Now your 10th house. Once again, you got that 7 degrees again. So that is Cancer energy. It could be the mother. And it is 15 degrees, which would be Capricorn energy. But again, it's about bondage. But again, Sagittarius in the 10th house is going to be that teacher, maybe even a traveling teacher. But either way, like I said, it's 26 degrees with that 19. So it's these secrets, and you might be gifted in these secrets. And again, Uranus retrograde. This could also be technology. Whenever you're dealing with Uranus and Scorpio, you might be dealing with the latest technologies and stuff like that. And again, Scorpio is a very creative sign too. So now the medium Coeli, which is the 10th house. Anytime you have Neptune and Sagittarius, that's like a highly psychic person. And that is a teacher. Like Sagittarius is a teacher, but she may teach language, history, religion, anything about culture and class, anything that's kind of like long distance or further away. And Sagittarius could be higher law, in-laws, even higher courthouses. And remember, this could be like later on in life. Like a lot of people say, a lot of times Sagittarius will be like later on in life when people have grown up more and now they don't want to get divorced or now they want to get back together. And then Capricorn and the 12th house is a lot about karma. So you would kind of like tap into your Capricorn energy and just do what you need to do to serve others and just don't get pulled into the foolishness. And because if you were trying to do a career in this 12th house, but you would be in some type of career that's either going to be service minded or helping these people deal with their issues. All right. And remember, the problem with Neptune retrograde is that it's not faithful. It's spur of the moment. All right. So what we're gonna do? Go to the next chart. And remember, so I spent a lot of time explaining everything. So when you get to the second chart, if it's already been explained, you're not necessarily gonna spend a lot of time because we got to get out of here. And then we will go around the chart to see just how they are they twin flames, how are they connected. Okay, so I'm looking at 1 hour 9 minutes so far, so I'll be able to do most of that on this video as well. I'll be back. Yeah, so there might be some friction between these twins, these two, but I think in this case, like she's really gonna need him because he's gonna be kind of like even when you see that number 4 with Saturn, yeah, yeah. See, he's like the more mature one, yeah. Because you gotta understand, you're like, why did they put Saturn in? I'm trying to figure out, and it's making sense to me as far as reading something, but it had to get just caught up as soon as I thought about that number 4. Yeah, because he's the more mature one, and that 4 is like the ground, pragmatic, but it's like the ground, like it'll ground you. So she really needs that type as well. And like I said, anybody that's hearing this is why I try to be honest with people. But the bottom line is, unfortunately, things are going to happen in this life. Families will be stuff like that. Like I had a lot. Like I knew I came here with assignments. If you all knew how many hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people I've influenced, this is just facts. That's why I said don't be silly. Don't go by little ass numbers on YouTube. I'm on radios. I'm on TV. I had somebody walk up to me one time and say, "Your voice, I know, I heard your voice." He was flipping out. I'm all over the freaking place. I've dedicated my life to this. Cause like I keep trying to tell you, you're in a battle for light and darkness, and most people are cowards. They take the easy way out. But when that day comes, they're gonna act like, oh wow. That's why I applaud this female that I was talking to in emails. Cause she wants this guy so bad. And I'm like, listen, right now you're getting all these warnings. It looks like it's saying the same thing. They're telling you to leave that guy alone. That's what it looks like. But I haven't done a deep read yet. And I tried to help her with research, but she's not going to accept research. 'cause she really wants to be with that guy. So I said, okay, there's only one other way to know, and that's when I told her. And I didn't know if she was gonna take it up or not, but she did. But that's the only other way I knew. I spent all that time getting her research. I looked up videos and tried my best to help her, but that female wants what she wants. So in this case, like I said, it'll work out for her because it'll pull her away from all that aggressive, just wanting to duke it out with people, argue with people all the time. Because like I said, it's not cool, especially when you're wrong. Now, if you were right, I'd be with you. I'd be willing to duke it out for you. But most of the time, people get that crazy and they be wrong as a motherfucker. Like, why don't you be quiet? And they, you tell me to be quiet. Yo, that's your problem. Your ass crazy. Like, just be quiet. You're wrong. Take it. We all wrong. Just take some humble pies. Just yell out before you make everything worse than already. Like now my street is all freaking. And see what happens is this. This is summertime. So now these people that come in the neighborhood that have sex and throw this stuff all over your property, all over the street. Now they're gonna have plenty of places to park because there ain't nothing out there blocking them. Before it was debris out there and stuff like that. But this is what happens when people don't work together. And I was just like, no more. No more. You're getting shut down, lady. I don't care what it takes. You've disrespected me for 7 years. We try to work with you. You won't work with us. We don't even got her phone number. How are you going to be my neighbor for over 40 years and I don't have your freaking phone number? What type of people are you? Niggas with money. Oh, you heard what Chappelle said. David Chappelle said, they shouldn't have gave you no money. They shouldn't have gave you MFers no money. Let's get. I will be back. We're going to start the chart on the other one. I'll be back. We're going to start the chart on the other side. All right. Oh, just give me one more moment because they're part 1. See, we're at part 2. Their part 1 is ready to be uploaded. So give me a second. I got to take care of that. All right. Browser's moving slow. I don't know what's going on with this. But I'm going to get rid of this browser because it shouldn't be running slow. I'm going to try something else. I don't know why this is happening. Everything should be fine. I'm looking at all my control panels. Everything should be fine. I don't know what the heck's going on with this. Let's try it again. We're almost there. Alright, we're almost there. Alright. That is now uploading. And I just want to email part 1 over to the person who requested it. I was just waiting for this browser. There's just something going on. I think it's with this website though. Alright. So just give me a moment because I'm trying to get all this stuff over, but it's gotta be careful how I some stuff when a browser's not acting correctly, it takes longer to copy paste. So I'm trying to copy paste everything. It's gonna copy paste quickly, and then anything that would take a little bit longer, I'm gonna do that last. But none of this, like on a regular day, none of this would take that long. Alright, one more, and that should be it. And it should be part 1 emailed to the person with her charts and her free report. Alright, so we do want to look at that 12th house again. Usually Capricorn, it could mean karmic, but it could also mean career, or it could be somebody with the Capricorn sign. One thing you gotta understand, you gotta believe you deserve like better or whatever. If you're in a situation like the person I was talking about, they just got out of a horrible situation, but they may be almost getting into another one because they're rushing it. Sometimes you just gotta believe. When you really believe you're worth it, you are not gonna rush into anything. It just comes your way. All right, so let's go. Back to the 12th house. See, when you think about it, she's got Saturn in the 8th house. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. That should tell you right there. Saturn rules Capricorn. You got Capricorn in the 8th house and Saturn. You got Saturn in the 8th house and Capricorn in the 12th. Because the 8th house and the 12th, they're a lot alike. Both those houses are a lot alike, but the 8th house is highly more secretive. Could be more sexual, maybe not. Like the 12th house is more like the result of all that bullshit. Like the 8th house is when you wilding, staying high, getting drunk, sleeping around. That's the 8th house, and that's all secrets, and the people don't want to deal with it. But in the 8th house, you're supposed to, in the 12th house, you're supposed to deal with it. Now that's a church, that's the building, that's a police station, the courthouse, the psychologist, the hospital. See, because now you got to pay for it. All that stuff all them checks and all that stuff you charged up in the 8th house, thinking you was untouchable. You can get away with it. Ain't nobody gonna touch you. Blah blah blah. Now you got to pay for it in the 12th. But the 12th house is supposed to go ahead and reckon with it, so you can heal from it and then move on. And a lot of people don't. They just go, oh, I don't want to deal with the 12th house, or sweep it under the carpet, or I don't want none of that stuff coming out. So they try to turn the 12th house into the 8th house, which is a disservice. Like I said, you're not going to win going against astrology. You're not going to win going against what God has said. You're just not going to win. And most of these people out here on YouTube, they think, well, if we don't think about it, I don't have to deal with it. Or they try to pick and choose, but you can't pick and choose. You got to deal with whatever your chart does. Whatever your chart is telling you, got to deal with it. You can't pick and choose. You can't do it your way and all that. You got to do the way it's supposed to be done. So again, you got to understand. So her Capricorn in the 8th house is about that Saturn in the 8th, and Capricorn may help her deal with anything hidden and anything she has to deal with. Okay, I'm looking around real quick. This is dxpnet.com. dxpnet.com. Let's just see what they're talking about. So they say this represents a turning point, and we already came to that conclusion, because you're gonna fall heads over heels over that guy, and that's good if that's what it takes. Because the other person was just reaping, on some really like thug shit. Like, look, I wish a nigga would. Like, she was on some I wish a nigga would type energy. She like out there. So and so did what? And just running up. I remember when I was in high school. This is like a long time ago, and we were all sitting at this table, and a female just ran up, and she just punched this dude because she had heard he was talking about it, but she had the information. That's females though, gossiping all that. She had all information. He really ain't even know her. He ain't say nothing about her. He ain't even know what the heck. Like he was one of the nicest dudes. Like he was cool though. Like he was affiliated. I wasn't affiliated. I was a nerd trying to get in and shit. He was affiliated. Like he was known by everybody. Like he was that dude, but he was like one of the coolest dudes of them all. So he ain't saying about no female. She had him confused with somebody else. So she just ran up and hit him because them girls used to be fighting all the time. And she hit him and jumped. So this is what they did. So all the so-called cool guys, all the thugs, all the cool guys, they had a meeting. And the subject was, do you hit a female? And they all sat down and had a meeting. I heard about it. I wasn't at it. I wasn't invited. I was a nerd trying to get in. I wasn't invited. But you know, you heard about it. That was like the biggest. That was probably one of the biggest meetings in my class, because every, you know, you got the class of 2000, a class of this, the class of 78, a class of this and that. So that was like that was one of the biggest meetings our class ever had, was that one. Do you hit a female? And then they all sat there and came reasoned. They reasoned it out. And keep in mind, these kids are only like 12, 13 years old. But they really did it. They had that meeting. They all sat there. And they came to the conclusion, if somebody jump up in your face and hit you, you have every right to defend yourself. But it wasn't like beat her up or hanging around, but it was like you do have a right to protect yourself. Because plus she snuck him. She told him why she came, but he didn't know what she was talking about. She like, you got something to say to him? She just said and just hit him. Bam. So that's what I'm talking about. That ready to go, ready to fly off, ready to talk trash, ready to jump. Aries, Mars, Mercury, Gemini, just ready to go off. So they said Capricorn in the 12th house represents some type of turning point. Just like I said, it's going to be that guy. Something very deep-seated, but we already know it's going to be love. Remember, this is her 12th house. So that's Venus. Like I said earlier when I first started, that's Venus. The 12th house is Pisces, which you're also dealing with love, which is going to be Venus as well. So he said, I also wonder what the effect is of an absence of planets in that house. But that's what she's got. Now we're going to keep going. So this person said if you had Saturn in your house, it talks about a seclusion of some form, the need to be alone. But see, that's not what we're talking about. Because see, this time you really got to listen. And you see me do that. You see me do that with her chart. See, just because you got Saturn in the 12th, don't mean you start reading about. Just because you got Capricorn in the 12th, don't mean you just start reading about Saturn, because you're assuming Saturn is Capricorn's ruler. Therefore, it's going to be basically the same. Not this time. That's why I said you got to deal with experts. You got to know how people can read the chart. That's like I say. Let's just say for 4 months straight, say a gang. Let's just say this king has a certain color. I'm going to make a color up. The color lemma. Color lemma. So every day for 4 months straight, on the 15th of the month, these dudes with the color lemma showed up on the street and punched somebody in the face. Now you might say, hey, listen, this gang every day on the 14th of the month, if I said 14 or 15, I forget what I said, 14 or 15, let's say 14. Every day on the 14th of the month, this guy with this gang with the color lemma show up on the street and punch somebody in the face. So you sitting out there waiting because they done did it. You did it 4 times in a row. But let's just show on this day, on the next month, on the 14th, the gang leader shows up. But not with the gang. But he's got his colors on. He show up on the same street. Do you just assume he's going to punch somebody in the face? Most people probably would. But he don't do it. He might not even know about it. You know what I'm saying? He might that might be his corner store that he goes to get his cigarettes and some beer or something. Who the heck knows? He might not even know that his under dudes is doing that. So when he go up in there like, yo, what's up? You coming here for trouble? What do you mean come out? Come in here and buy something. We talking about trouble. Yo, y'all keep I ain't been in this. I ain't been on the street I ain't been in this neighborhood for like 6 months. What are you talking about? Every 14th of the day, your people show up out here and punch somebody in the face. He like, huh? What? Like, I ain't even know about it. I got that. I'll take care of it. Because he didn't know. So that's the point. You can't just assume. Just because it's Capricorn, you just can't assume that. But Capricorn is in that house, the 12th house, because again, we're dealing with the 8th house, which is secrets and all that, the different person. The person ready to fly off the handle and all that. And now that guy, her twin, is helping her through that evolution of Pluto, Jupiter. All that's going to be evolution. And it's going to be seen in her 12th house. So that's why Capricorn is there helping her. But you also got to remember that Capricorn could also mean career or reputation. So that could be in there. She might find a career, because we saw her doing service and she likes to serve. So she may actually find a service. Like that's like you see a lot of people out here on YouTube. That's what they're doing. That's Aquarius energy. That's Pisces energy. That's Scorpio energy. That's 12th house energy. They're serving and they're using like the metaphysics, the mystical. That's 9th house energy. So that might be what that's about as well. And they said Saturn in the 12th house because it precedes the ascendant. It may have something to do with delayed development in the ego. But again, this is in Capricorn. It's not Saturn. It's Capricorn. And again, this will have to do with the ego because she has to learn how to just not fly off the handle because that is an ego thing. So Capricorn in the 12th house could be inner working as well. But this person said, but you have to be very honest with yourself. And that's what I've been saying. The person that asked this question is called Seraph. And the person that answered that question is called Reconstructing a Leo. And remember, it's funny because that's who's helping her. That Leo energy. And then a person named Seraph, Seraph. That's almost like an angel. Seraph, an angel. So yeah, so that's what that looks like. So now you know. So it might be some type of career in the. Remember, the 12th house is spiritual, but it could also be dealing with buildings, and it could be, working in the law office, working, in the courthouse. Because I'm going by that Libra she's got and stuff like that. It could be any of that, but basically that Capricorn is in her 12th house or 11th house. Give me one moment. See, Aquarius in the 12th house is definitely going to be people. But you got to remember that Aquarius rules the 11th house. So Capricorn in the 11th house is also business, or like I said, it's still karmic, and it may still have to do with what that guy said. So everything I said pretty much stays the same. And why? Because look at her chart. The way they did her chart is like her 12th house is kind of like her first house, which means that her 11th house is kind of like the 12th house. So that guy is helping her in all those areas. So let's go over to his chart and right over there, 26. So whether he knows it or not, he's got the word of God with him. And does that mean he's carrying a small Bible, a Bible? As soon as she says something, he says, wait a minute, baby. Wait a minute now before you running up the street, getting all up in people's faces. Let's share a scripture. He might not be that type of dude, but he may teach you. Even you may not even know the stuff's in the Bible. If you don't really know your Bible, he may be teaching. And like I say, he may not even know. Maybe in a past life he was a minister or something. Who knows? But now why is she going to relate to him? Because he's got that Aries energy. And she can respect that. See how his moon sign is Aries? So she can respect that aggression. And he got 16 degrees too, EP. And I told you, EP is like the ego of the sun, EGO of the sun. And this is his first house. So he's Aries and he got that Mars, so he's going to be a little out there too. So this might, like I said, this might be a procession because you're dealing with Saturn energy. Like at first they may both be knocking people out. Who the heck know? You know how when you be wilding and you crazy and you meet somebody crazier than you or just as crazy as you, and that's the only person that can stop you. Like I was gonna tell you all, but I've been running my mouth. I was gonna tell you about the time I was in the gas station. Dude was disrespecting me and poured gas all over my car. And I was gonna tell you about the great Mike B, one of the greatest hustlers coming up. His people had money in the street and it had money in the store as well, a corner store. And I think Mike B might have been at that meeting when the other dude got punched in his face. But Mike didn't hang out with me. In school, Mike thought I was a nerd. So even though I hung out with some of Mike's people, Mike would not talk to me. I would be in a car with Mike B. He wouldn't say jack to me. And we're all the same age. Mike wouldn't say nothing. And I didn't see Mike again to 14 years later. And we worked at the same job. And as soon as he saw me, he's like, what's up? I like, what up? So we started hanging out because to me it was an honor. Because like I said, this dude was a legend. So it was an honor to be hanging out with Mike B. It took 14 years for him to talk to me. And the first thing I asked him was, Mike B, why didn't you talk to me when we was in school? He said, because I thought you was a nerd, Gad. And Mike would tell you to your face, you was a nerd. You used to get beat up. You was a nerd. You wasn't no real dude. Yeah, talking crazy. Mike B was like the king of talking crazy. But where I'm from, like East Coast, like when you saw the movie Belly, the way DMX was talking, that is East Coast. And they say Dame Dash was the same way. Everybody I know that know Dame say he was the same way. He would talk shit to you, get up in your face. But they said one thing about Dame, he always looked out for you. Like he never did no dirty stuff to nobody. But they say he would definitely get up in your face, try you and all that. That's East Coast. That's all we understand. Not that we be looking for trouble necessarily. Not all of us. Like I said, you got some dudes that can't get along with West Coast dudes. Now I never had a problem with the West Coast. They just like me. If anything go down, we want to handle that shit quick. But some dudes in the East Coast, they come off a certain way, but they can't back it up, and that's why like West Coast dudes couldn't respect them. And the real deal, so y'all don't even really know what happened with Sean and Suge. Sean tried to shake Suge down, like they were friends before all the crazy stuff. But Sean tried to, like the East Coast dudes tried to tell Suge Knight, you know, to be on the East side, you know, you gonna need help. You gonna need some. They try to get him to pay protection. That's when that nigga went crazy. That's the real story. Hey, y'all think Suge Knight, but he was cool. Like real dudes ain't had no problem with Suge. The only people that had problems with Suge were like scared people, tough guys till they tough until the stuff pop off. Now they ain't tough no more. That's a problem he had a problem with. So here you go. So now his Jupiter energy is 20, but he about that money in the first house. But his Jupiter is 20 degrees. Just like you see your Jupiter and Pluto, which are Libra, and all this is moon energy. So that's how you know these two are definitely soulmates. You can just already see. But see, Pluto is the Pluto card is about, it's the judgment card. The 20 degrees is Pluto. But it's when you're at the end point and now something's got to be determined or done. But it could also be absolution. So it's like when something could have went one way, but you get absolved. So even though this dude is intense, he still got that 26, which is the word of God. So either internally or somebody, or even his own personal study, somebody has been sharing the word of God around him one way or another. Whether it's the actual Bible or just teaching, because everybody don't always open up a Bible. They just know, well, God don't like ugly. See, you did this, and now you see what just happened? Your car was running fine and you did that. Now your car ain't running fine. So that's God. God got you. So he hear it, and then if he hear it enough, it's in him. But he might really be a Bible dude. I don't know. Not yet, anyway. Maybe I'll get it on the rest of the chart. Maybe not. I don't know. But you could tell it's there because that's what's going to kind of station her a little bit. But they're both in the beginning. They're both off the hook. They're both Aries, Mars energy, ready to run up. And see, he got the moon, so that's emotional. Like when you be seeing all them thugs and they be all emotional and shit. Like even like when they get stopped by the cops and they go crazy and shit. See, I've been stopped by the cop. I be chilling. Cause like, listen, they got guns. Like I'm not stupid. You understand? That's why I'm still here. I'm not a stupid person. I done been through it all. You name it, I probably been through a situation or something close to it. So that's the one thing you gotta remember. I mean, I know the world is fucked up. I know they got a hatred for the male of color. I know all that. But you still can't give it to them. Don't ever give your enemy. You know what I'm saying? Don't give him shit. So I just chill. Because if you get locked up, if they're going to stop you, they're either going to locked up, whatever. You're not going to stop them from doing nothing they plan on doing. But you may increase it by your activity. That's why I be like, No, sir. Yes, sir. Answer all the questions. And I'm always got the paperwork, so they can't come up with no funny shit. And I tell you, when I was real young, dude kind of did me dirty, but they sided in my favor because everybody else that I had went through that with had paperwork, but the dude that was lying on me, he was the one breaking. He was the officer, he was the one breaking the law, but he ain't have no paperwork. So they're like, listen, this dude, everything else is paperwork. This guy saying this dude did all this crazy shit, but it ain't no paperwork. So they dropped them charges. That's when I was real young, just driving shit. So you gotta put your trust in God. That's at 26, and you see the moon is right with him. Like if you really want to talk about metaphysics, the moon is the god of the melanated people. That's the Old Testament. And then you got the sun and other people say Europe and whatever you want to call it. That's the sun. Now throughout the ages, it may have the demographics may have changed a little bit, but essentially that's what it is. That's a historical fact. What I just told y'all. So that 26 is with him with the moon. But then that 23 is somebody who could be talking, witty. They might have moon magnetism. Like sometimes women just love you. You can't figure out why. Because that moon at 23. Moon magnetism, charisma. Because like when you got that type of magic around you, you could say some silly shit. And the female still going to be like, oh, he's so intelligent. Oh, he's so wise. Oh, he's so sexy. And you don't know why, but it's that moon. And even next to Jupiter. So he got it good. But the judgment is still saying the same thing, you know. And the number 4 could be something grounded. It's Aries energy, but it's also the word pragmatic. So when you see the number 4, it could be the Emperor, Aries, but number 4 is also a pragmatic or a grounding or earthy energy. It's almost just like Capricorn. So he's got the same off the chart like she do, but he got that 26 and the moon. So that's why I said when you get stopped, you don't have to overreact. I'm sick of y'all stopping me, cause they still gonna stop you. They just gonna increase it, cause you acting like a bitch, like for real. I think any black male just chill. They got like whatever gonna happen, my nigga. You getting crazy. That's not gonna stop them. That's gonna make them do it more. That's why they be getting beat up and shot and crazy. Like real talk. Don't get mad at me. I'm telling you, I've been in the same situation. Nobody shoot me, put their hands on me, but I wasn't yelling like no. Just sit and wait. Whatever they talking about, though, I don't care. Cause I don't have lights all. I'm talking when I was younger. I don't have lights all in my face. They did everything. Just not everyone. Everyone don't do. Everyone ain't dirty, but some of them are. They do anything to provoke you. Put them lights all in your face, talking crazy and shit. I like nigga. I come from a dysfunctional family. You know what I'm saying? I could care less. No, cause they be mad. Like they be mad when they can't get you to act crazy. Cause I ain't talking about all of them. But some of them do. They do push you and air you out. So you gotta know that. You gotta don't give it to them. All right. So now look. Oh, and so his natal chart is in perfect harmony with a natal chart because Aries should be your first house. Taurus should be your second house. So his Aries is in perfect harmony with a natal chart. So he got Taurus in the second house, but as you see, it's nothing there. So his money is Jupiter in the first house, but it's based on Aries, kind of like aggression. Now, just like you, in your third house, he got Chiron too, but he's wounded, and his is 25. But just like yours, he got that 21 there too, but his is wounded, and 25 is like the law. So now I don't explained all the houses to you, so I'm not gonna go out and go give you a deep thing over again. I will say, first house, how the world sees you. Second house, money house, possessions. Third house, communications and everything else. I said small children, stuff like that. So he has a situation with an Aries that hurt him. Now that might have been you. Might have been. I mean, he has a situation with a Gemini that hurt him. That's the wounded healer. And that might have been you because your Gemini got Mars in it and Aries in your third house, which is Gemini, and then off the top. Not saying it was you, but it might have been you. But it definitely may have been some type of Gemini energy. Now, when you get to his sixth house, you have Lilith, 17 degrees and 22. Now, we know 17 degrees is a star card, which is Aquarius energy. and 22 could be the twin flame number. But Lilith in the fourth house. So we're gonna try it two different ways. We're gonna try Lilith in the fourth house, and we're gonna try Lilith in Cancer, because that's very important. Whenever you see Lilith in the family sector, that is very important. All right, now this is the Astro Codex. They're very good. So Lilith in the fourth house can bring the divorce of the parents due to unfaithfulness or other reasons connected with sexuality. The child feels as an observer, incapable either to understand or so often things between its parents, or to soften the things between the parents. So they may be an offspring of lust. Why are they saying that? Because they may not have seen real love between their parents because they were getting a divorce or some type of marital problems. So he says even if this person's parents try to stay together, it ain't gonna work. He's saying with Lilith in the fourth house. Again, this is the astrocodex.com. He does really good articles. Step parents can also be involved in the child's early years and largely depends on other factors and aspects that determine their nature. So now this native may have the same problems when they want to create a family. So he may find himself in similar situations. So they said this person might want to spend a lot of time in the 10th house because of family situations. And I told you all about the brother, but Tauruses do that anyway. But he does that. He's become a workaholic. Why? Well, we know he likes material things, and that's how he defines himself and stuff like that. But I personally feel it's kind of like running. So they say this type of person that we're reading about, he'll use the career as a gateway to escape from being at home. So they say a person who has Lilith in the fourth house don't really want to be home. He might just come home to sleep, but after that he don't want to be there. Because we already see this dude make his money aggressively, or at least at one time he did. Because again, when I get the natal chart, it's my first time seeing it. So it might be going on now, but he might already be in a different evolution of his life. So this person may have a lot of secrecy in their 12th house, and also about the native's ancestors. And they say it again. Now remember, I want you all to know where I'm at. This is the astrocodex.com. So now he's saying it might be dark powers running in the blood of some female ancestors. Now, if you were listening to me this whole time, that's what I've been trying to tell you. I just didn't say it. Because when I say it, people, oh, what are you? I don't hate nobody. I just tell the truth. Oh, what are you saying? But now he said, again, this is the astrocodex.com, saying that this person might have relatives, females, that have what he said, dark powers running in the blood of some female ancestors. But the fact of the matter is, it's evil everywhere. Like if you let it come in, it's gonna influence you. Like if you think of somebody for 7 years, you're treating me like somehow I was ever on your property, or somehow I've been inside of your car, or somehow where you don't feel safe when you see me. So the point I'm making is what mode, if I didn't do anything, what moves them to do that? What moves you to take your car key and hit the button? Now, all right, say you want to lock the car door. So I got to hit it every time. Boop, when ain't nobody nowhere near their car. Because like I told you, ever since she got kicked out of the bedroom back in the day, she still sleep on the couch. But where she sleep at, she don't have no blinds. So she just be sitting in there. Like she can see you, you can see her. So her and her daughter. So if I'm just going to the garbage can, they see me. And they'll still lock their car door, which is nowhere near me. I'm in my backyard. Nowhere near their car. But as soon as they see me, they still got to click that thing. And that went on for 7 years. Every time they see you, got to click it. But not only did they just click it, go boop, then they got to hit the wrong button. So now it sounds like this. Bong, 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 bong. So that's when I was like, okay, enough's enough. So then that's when I said, okay, now I got to deal with y'all. But again, what I'm trying to tell y'all is exactly what this man said. There's some evil there. But it doesn't just have to be females, though. I feel like it could be anybody who allows evil spirits to influence their thinking, because that's what it is. He just says dark powers running in the blood of some females, ancestors. But no, that could be anybody. And it don't have to be ancestors. It could be people right next to you. The Bible shows you brothers and sisters. Your enemies will be members of your own household. So this person may also have experienced poisonous relationships with family members. He may feel like a scapegoat. He may feel rejected. So now he's alienated, or like I said, trying to run away. Also in his house, there may have been physical or corporate punishments that also made him the way he is. So they say that the positive aspect of being brought up in a house like that is he's a survivor. So like you keep hearing me say, I'm still sitting here. I'm still sitting here. Because what I'm trying to tell you is how many times somebody made that attempt to take me off this planet. I'm still here. This is why when Jay-Z said to Nas, I will not lose. I knew he wasn't talking about no rap record. He was talking about everything he'd been through in life. He was like, I don't care who you are. Everything I've been through, Nas, you ain't winning this. Even though Nas ethered that ass. Like, you come on now. Said, dude look like a camel. Come on now. Even a nerd thought that was funny. All right. So now they're saying that the negative ancestral karma can be quite deep. So this person's trying to tell a person, don't even try to have your own family. I definitely don't agree with that. Listen, you got to be powerful. Your natal chart is just waking you up so you know what to be aware of and even what to work on. But you still have the power to say, this is my life and this is how I want to do my life. But what you don't want to say is don't look at your natal chart or just try to go around it, because then you're telling the universe, I could care less what you got to say for me. That's why I told you in part 1 that female, if you're off the hook, if somebody says something to you and right away you want to be like, well, who are you to say that to me, or you ain't got no money or something like that, that's your downfall. Because a person always had to have money. See, that's one thing I say. That's a great part about this country we live in. You could take the most powerful person to court. And y'all saw a few years ago how many powerful people got brought down. These were some of the most powerfulest people in the entertainment world, and powerful, and they all went to jail. So that's why you don't want to think you higher than anybody, or you ain't got to answer a question, or who cares. Or that broke ass fool, he ain't got no, what he gonna do? He only complaining to me because he bitter. No, maybe he's complaining to you because you're garbage and debris is all in his yard and he's sick of picking it up. So his complaint might be, so that's why you just look at that like real quick before this dude blow up or do some crazy shit, start writing letters or something. Be like, handle that and keep it moving. That's the first thing mob want to know. Now, old school mob, like I said, if you called yourself a tough guy walking up to the mob's table, you'd probably be seeing bullets. You'd be eating bullets. Like you go to the old school mob, walk up to their table like you think you a tough guy. Them bullets start flying like you be hearing the rap records. But only they was the rap records, because they really was pulling out them guns. And I'm sure it was probably some males of color that were like that. But most of the time, if you study history of this America, it was the old school mob. They had no qualm with pulling them guns out. And most of them wouldn't even do a whole lot of jail time. It just depended on who they killed. Whereas then they got smarter. Now, you walk up to the mob table and you talking crazy. They just looking at you. They studying you. That's why they looking at you. They're looking at you like you dinner. Because they're studying you. Because they want to make sure that when they get you, they get the right guy. They just study you talking crazy. Hey, Mr. So-and-so. I don't appreciate you guys. And they just stand there looking at you. And they got the poses they have. How they start holding their arms or holding their hands or whatever they're doing. Holding it like a whatever across. But they just staring at you. They might have someone might have the arms folded, but they're just looking at you. They're looking at you like you dinner and you talking crazy. You know, this is gonna have to stop because I'm getting sick and tired of blah blah, and you're just talking crazy, and they just staring at you. And the whole time, the only thing anyone knows is who you are, what's your address, and they'll study you, where you work at. They'll have the whole thing now, and give it about a week. If it takes that long, and you won't be existing no more. Your body won't be found either. Now, when John Gotti got into it with a parking space, so the guy didn't know who he was fighting. So I don't know what happened, but they both pulled up at the same spot probably, and this guy thought he was a badass. And it was John Gotti. I don't know if John Gotti had his men with him or not, because usually he was smart enough to keep at least 2 guys with him. So I don't know, but either way, they didn't get into it. That's how real John Gotti was. The other 2 guys didn't fight. John Gotti fought that dude. So the dude was fighting, and whatever happened. So then the dude was stupid enough to file charges or something. Something crazy happened. So he filed charges or whatever. So he didn't know who he was. He didn't know what he was getting into. So Gotti was already under investigation, so they didn't make a move on this dude. So that gave that guy better be glad, because that gave that guy enough time to find out who he was ratting on. So by that time, by the court date, Gotti was in there with his people, and that dude came in. That dude was like, "I don't remember anything. I don't." He's like, "I don't remember anything. No, I don't know. I don't want to press any charge. I don't remember. I don't remember what happened. I might have been wrong. I don't remember." So he dropped his case. He walked out of there, and they scratched that off the books for Gotti, because that's when Giuliani and his people went after Gotti and eventually convicted him. It wasn't Giuliani, but it was one of his people that did it. All right. So that's Lilith. Let's see if he says anything else about Lilith. So they're saying this person might possess deep instinct of emotionally harming people. But again, you listen to little charts like this, you take notes, and you start to figure out ways on how not to be that person. It just takes a little bit of maturity. It's really not that tough as people make. I came a long way. It's not that tough. You just have to acknowledge it and start working on it. And if you do believe in God, if God, just know how to apologize. Constantly, talk to God. And you'll be surprised how stuff that seems important to you is not that important no more. So they say Lilith, but you have to be careful, because people that got Lilith, especially in the 4th house, it's going to try to hurt the moon power of other people. And I just got finished telling you about his moon and Aries and stuff. That's magnetic. So that may be true. And they say this person's acting subconsciously because of his family or whatever. So they say he said if you could tame your Lilith, you'll be able to unify your light and dark side into a balanced whole. But Lilith really, she's just about respect me. Like what I'm trying to tell y'all. See, I understand white supremacy, and I knew what that was about. So both of these females, that's what they were trying to do. They were trying to put me in a realm I don't belong. I've never been in their yard, never touched their positions. So why they felt the need to do that? But like I said, I've been here long enough, and I'm gonna tell you something else. Now there is a something you can read online. I think it's still free. It's online. It talks about the MERS. It's called Mer Root Science. MUURROOT Science. SCIENCE. And they basically try to show you how our planet runs like a circuit. And that's true. So in the circuit, you got the positive, you got the negative, and then you close it into a circuit, and you put a load. We call it a resistor, but you put a load, and then that current goes from the negative to the positive through that resistor. If the resistor wasn't there, or if the circuit was open, you'd have an open circuit. It wouldn't run. If you put a load that's not really resistive, it would be a short circuit. So it almost be like a blowout or starting a fire. So we do function like a closed circuit, because there's always going to be somebody somewhere starting drama. So these people, they're playing a universal role, but it just gets on your nerves. And when you're awake, you can tell that it's planned that way. Like somebody that don't want to do nothing until you're ready to do it. Now all of a sudden they want to do it. So now this person's all up in your way of fucking you up and fucking up your schedule. So like I said, you be on the road, you be like, oh, I'm making great time. Then all of a sudden somebody cut you off. Now they going slow as shit. Or they trying to start an argument with you. Or when you ready to chill, you get up some days, man, I tell you what, I'm just gonna chill today. I don't feel like it. All of a sudden you're gonna get some idiot behind you. Bah, bah, flipping out, driving all crazy and shit. So no matter what you wake up for, you best believe it's some energy that done woke up to go against it. Just like when you single and nobody wants you. Till you get a girlfriend, now everybody wants you. Same way if you're a female. The person I was with for a long time, she had been in a certain location forever. Nobody showed no type of interest in her. The moment she started seeing me, I had all these guys that was jealous. I didn't even know guys acted like that. Because I know I would never do no stupid stuff like that. If I want something, I go get it. Or try to get it. So I'm like, man, that's some stupid stuff. So what I'm trying to say is, for when you do wake up, you don't have to feel guilty because you don't act like other people no more. Because maybe these people are still caught up in their feelings of low level energy. You start to wake up and you're not gonna be the same no more. But that's how you can help people that are listening. Like this person I'm talking about now, the lawyer situation, the lawyer situation. See, as long as she keeps listening, and that's the best thing she could do before you jump into whatever with this guy. Find out what's going on. Because to me, it looks like she's got all these dreams and all this stuff coming out, and it looks like somebody's trying to tell her this guy is no different than your husband. The one that hurt you, he's gonna hurt you too. That's what it looks like. So there was only one other thing we could do about it, and I helped her, like I said, for free with all that other research I did and all that other stuff I did to try to get her to think. But she wasn't gonna think. She's still gonna let her heart, get her in trouble. All right, so that's Lilith. But like I said, she gets a bad rap sometimes. What I found out about Lilith, what she really wants is respect, and that's why I'm trying to tell you. That's why I did what I did, because that was white supremacy. They can lie on you when they're the ones doing the crazy stuff. They're gonna lie on you, and then you're cleaning up their garbage. Like, why am I cleaning up their garbage when they're treating me like garbage? Then they got me cleaning up garbage. So it's already getting in your head to tap out. So then when you have a spiritual test of faith, you're going to tap out because you've gotten used to compromising. And when I think I'm right, I can't compromise. Not on righteous principles. There's no compromise on righteous principles. It ain't happening. Other stuff I can compromise on. And I usually do. I'm usually quiet somewhere, minding my own business. Usually in all these cases, these people just keep coming for me. And then they finally get a response. But when it comes to righteous principles and stuff like that, like his number 26, in my opinion, that's what's going to help him out a lot. And that's why it's right next to the moon and all that other stuff. It is because ascendant is right there. Well, that's how the chart is designed. But it's still in the same house, though. 23 degrees moon, 26 degrees ascendant, so 3 degrees off. All right. So Lilith, as long as Lilith has respect, Lilith wants to be respected and loved. And it's important to her that her man has no qualm with going down for her, if that's what she wants. And the Lilith I know, if she has a man that does it for her, then she's willing to do it for them. Because I've seen her bring people together. I've seen Lilith on Natal Chart bring people together. They just got her out as being horrible. She's horrible if you F with her. She's gonna make you wish you never. Just like you hear me talking about like firstborns dying and shit. Some of these people sad to say they got the same blood in them as me. But I'm not here for the silly stuff. I didn't come to this planet for this goofy stuff. I came as a little boy. I knew I had a mission, and I've been true to it since I've been here. So everybody that's on your planet didn't come here for the goofy stuff. They came here to help and educate you and show you what's really coming from God. Because the people that should be teaching you that, they just ripping you off. These are cowards. They're like that dude I'm talking about that have been in the crazy house. Because he has that in him. Every now and then he'll try to preach to people. They're not telling you the truth. They don't care about the truth. They fake their way through and they philosophize and do all this crazy stuff. They have no spiritual connection to God. And that's why if you just look at the church, it's just how people act. But no, there really is a big boss who created all things. And you best believe he's got people on this planet that are speaking from him and showing them. and people that are looking for that at some point that resonate to those other people. But anyway, now you're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth house, Leo, all about fun. And ironically, so he's a fiery person and he's spiritual again because Vesta is the fiery priestess. And he's got good fortune there. So you could say he's somewhat of a fun guy. 7 is that Cancer, maybe even Mother energy, the Chariot. Like to have fun because the Chariot comes fast. And then 13 is the 13 is the Scorpio energy, the death. But that could be death or rebirth. And then he's got that 24, which is again the return in his fifth house. So sixth house, the home. And then I say that's not good because there's nobody there. So far, what they said about Lilith, if he got hurt in his family, he may be a little bit hesitant to start a family with somebody else. So that could be the case because you don't see nothing in his home sector, nothing in his family sector. Now, seventh house is relationships. We've already been over that. Could be law, and he's got 11 there. So again, 11 really would represent justice, but it's 13 again, the death card, the death to destroy. So he might have a score, some type of connection with a Scorpio energy, because they keep showing you 13, which is the death card, and that's usually about death, but then rebirth. So that could be me. He'd be breaking up and getting together, or a lot of his relationships may look like it's really over, but then they get back together again. But again, nothing else to really go on. Nothing else there. So we jump to the 12th house, and there go love. There go number 12 with Juno and number 7. So that's 7. So that's 7 in his Leo 5th house is probably the same 7 in his Pisces. So that's the Leo Pisces energy. And that's his true north node. See, his true north node would be kind of like Leo Pisces, but that's because of the numerology. All right. So 27 is very diplomatic. 12 is again Neptune energy, Pisces energy, and it could also be the hangman, which means some form of suspension. So like I said, he may find himself in a relationship with some type of Pisces, or some type of some type of Cancer, and her sun sign is Cancer, and I'm saying that because of the 7 degrees. And that would be number 12. So this is definitely spiritual person. He'd help out. This is the house of service, and he looks like he has no problem doing that. So then his 11th house is Aquarius energy. friends, association, groups, and he's got then number 8 would be the strength card. Could represent the 8th house of the zodiac, but it's a strength card. Divine masculine, divine feminine, divine, but it's the strength card. And then number 2 could be the high priestess. But this is all Aquarius energy. All right. Now when you get to the 7th house, which should have been about Libra, you got Scorpio there. Not only do you got Scorpio there, you got Mars and Pluto. So it's going to be transformation, but it's going to be transformation like really getting into it. There's a relationship where they really getting into it. But your Libra got Pluto and Mars. And this is the 7th house ruled by Libra. And it's got Mars and Pluto. And your Libra has Pluto. And you could say Saturn if you want. So let's do this again. Alright, so let's do that again. So his 7th house, which we already did, but that 11 could imply like legal stuff or some type of ending. So then really his 8th house, even though it says 7, it's his 8th house. But you could tell this is really, it's transformation through intensity. But this is going to be arguing and all that kind of stuff. And that's the 8th house. Right? Let's do it again. Yeah. See, I don't. So yeah, so the housing is right, but the number is off. Because the first house should be Aries, but to be totally correct, it would be house number 1. But your first house is Aries, but it's house number 12. Because again, this is dealing with probably past life stuff. So there's going to be a lot of intensity there, a lot of transformation, which could also be called evolution. So again, 10th house is Capricorn. So again, Capricorn in the 10th house. So just like they said, he is a worker and he's a good communicator. He's idealistic about working. That's Neptune. But he's very extreme. 28 is usually something off balance. But number 9 is right there, 28 degrees, 9 minutes. Because number 9 says, this is how I see life. And this is the way it is. So that's why you have somebody working. Because they really believe that. But they don't understand God will come in. And God can do you dirty. You know, it just depends. If God got plans for you, he can do you dirty. Because he'll sit there and watch you build all that up. And he'll tear it all down. And that's why Messiah said that. That's why I be laughing. These people could never. You know what I'm saying? All of them been battling me for years. Like really trying their best. But then you're fighting God. Like you don't understand. Some of the stuff is just practical wisdom. You don't. If Messiah told you that. That's why I said if you're not going to obey Messiah, keep his name out your mouth. It's disrespectful. Because this is the person who told you don't ever try to build something without being apart with my Father first. In other words, whatever you build, you better have some type of spirituality, prayer going on, some type of obedience to God. Don't just try to build up. So that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to build up his empire. But that's what I'm trying to tell you. This is somebody that has insecure problems for whatever reason. A lot of repression that he's not dealing with. So he's trying, like I said, he buys little dogs because he can push them around. You know what I'm saying? So a big dog might not let you just keep on pushing on him. So then he just pushed people around, anybody, that he could push around. Only time he put his hands on me, he thought I was old. He thought I was older now. I known this dude since 98. He think I'm older now. He think I'm sick. He think I ain't gonna do nothing. Bro, you never touch me. Ever. Ever. You know the background. You know the history. So why would you even make a stupid mistake like that? And why are you making it now when you never made it ever before in your life? And second off, why did you jump in a car after you didn't roll away? Now you want to act like I'm going to believe that was, oh, that's good. No, 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 no. That's not what you did. I know why you did it. So in this house, Capricorn, 10th house. So you see it. Palace, 6 degrees. This number 6 card is usually Gemini, and that is the lover card. But that card could be about doubt. Neptune is number 7, which is the Chariot, meaning I'm going hard. I'm not stopping. Number 9 is the Mercury, is communications. Number 9 again is that person who sees things his way, based on his experience and his light, and he's not trying to listen to anybody else. And then MC is number 14, and that is your Temperance or Sagittarius energy. And then you see that number 7 again, which could be like the Chariot card. So in his mind, work is the answer. Capricorn is the answer. That's the 10th house. Now the 9th house, again, same thing. It gets a little weird. But that's his sign. Sagittarius. 9th house is his sign. And this is the teacher, class, culture. Higher laws, in-laws, long distance. Yeah, I never did that 29. So we got to go back to your moon and do that 20. That's an anaretic degree. So his sun is 29, but it's a minute. It's not a degree. But it still means intensity. Saturn means law. Because remember, so even though he has that Sagittarius long, he'll still be the law will kind of still. And so you got to be careful, because you also got to understand what type of business is he doing. Because even when I saw that aggression with Jupiter, I seen it. I just ain't say nothing because I didn't have no proof. But you do see judgment, 20 degrees with that Jupiter. So what type of money are you aggressively making that you need the Justice card to kind of let you know, right? Because Sagittarius is like either big money. Because remember, Jupiter rules Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is either big money or big connections. But this is big stuff. And this could be in-laws too. And when in the law, in the 9th house is higher law. See, these ain't gonna be the local boys. These ain't gonna be the state boys. They're gonna be higher. These are the feds. And they're like, when you get that Fed bid, you're gonna do 85% of it. If that's what that is. I'm not saying that's what that is, but I noticed it immediately. I just didn't comment on it. But now I'm seeing it again here with that number 25. And see 5, well, that's Taurus energy. But that's the Pope. We already know this guy has a spiritual side to himself. But 5 can also be the 5th house or Leo. And that's all about fun. But again, that Saturn is there. Just like she got Saturn there for a reason, his Saturn is kind of like going to keep him on the straight and narrow, one way or another. And Uranus will just come out of nowhere. But that's what I'm trying to say. That's why Saturn is there to kind of check Uranus. Because if it wasn't, he'd be off the hook. So that's why sometimes you see somebody getting ready to do something and they get arrested. But hadn't they got arrested, they may have been way worse. Like I said, they may get arrested and they may go to a prison, and maybe they got like a 3 flat or a 4 flat. But they may go to a prison and see some crazy ass shit, and they be like, I ain't never coming back here. But if they didn't go through that, the whole thing, the court, the chains, or the whole thing, if they didn't go through that, they may have been crazy enough to get that long-term time, which is that Sagittarius. That's that higher court. That's like the feds when they don't play. When you go in the feds, it's a high percentage you're gonna get convicted. And once you get convicted, you are doing 90% of your time. So that's the warning he's got on his chart. See now let's do his chart first. See his Juno, that little asterisk, that means he will find himself in a relationship with somebody that's either, Pisces. So when you look at her Pisces, nothing to confirm that. And Pisces rules, like you can look at Neptune. Well, her Neptune got Sagittarius. So that might be him, but even so, that would still be a soulmate connection. Because twin flames really tell a story. Soulmates just match up a little bit. They don't tell a story. Like twin flames tell a story. So even your true north, his true north node is also Sagittarius. I mean, his true north node is still Pisces, so it's the same mentality. All right. Now his Libra in the 7th house, that's his vertex, and that could always be a soulmate, a twin flame. But his Libra in the 7th house, let's just see what happens. Now her Libra do got a Juno in it. And like I said, his Sagittarius in the 9th house. And she got Sagittarius, which is medium coeli. Not a whole lot. And that's what I mean about it telling you a story. Her sun in Cancer. He don't really got nothing in Cancer. Now I do believe they got some type of, I don't know. So Leo in the 7th house. No Leo in the 7th house. No Venus in the 7th house. Even Venus with Leo. See no connection whatsoever. Juno and Libra, no. Do see the vertex cross in Libra. So you can see how they would have connections, but it would still be like a soul connection. And as far as this is concerned, their connections, I'm going to try to explain it, but it's going to be difficult to explain. But according to this chart, even if they had connections, it wouldn't be that strong as far as the chart's concerned. But now, in person, in real life, they may have a strong connection. But believe me, that really does depend on the people, because some people would have had a strong connection anyway. Some people just enjoy having sex, and some people enjoy touching and all that. So the connection is going to be strong just because they enjoy that. But chart-wise, it's not really that strong. Chart placement-wise. So just so she knows, your significant other would have to either be a Leo or a Libra. Yep. And it, like I said, his Libra has a vertex, but his Leo don't have a whole lot. So that's one vertex. It would either be a Virgo or a Scorpio. That's a vertex. Libra would be some type of Sagittarius. But again, you don't see a Sagittarius like Libra connection. It would have to be some type of Moon Libra Sagittarius. No Moon Libra Sagittarius connection. Some type of connection with Libra or Sagittarius, which includes Pluto, the Moon, or Saturn or Jupiter. Not really. You see a Saturn connection, but that's just not enough. See, that would agree with what I'm saying. That means it would be some type of karmic connection. So, like I say, otherwise it would tell a story. And same thing with his, it's not gonna match up. Juno, uh, Pisces ain't happening. Venus, Aquarius, not really happening. Libra and the vertex, not happening. True North Node, Pisces, not happening. Ascendant, Aries. See, the reason why they both had, like, I don't know, whenever they meet, because he does have a period in his life where he's off the hook just like her. See, we had that Taurus thing. So he got the money. You see it right in the first house. See, that's the ultimate connection. That's why I say people get connected for different reasons. So you might have two people connected and that sex be off the hook, but it's not because of the charts. It's because he got that money and she liked that money. Not saying she's that type of person, but you can see it on the chart. And then whenever you with somebody, because listen, I watch divorce court every now and I heard that judge say that, a black woman. She said all these people that come in the courtroom, the first thing they say is, "Oh, I thought this person was my soulmate." She said, I hear that all the time. She said, as soon as problems start, the person start getting on your nerves, or something with their parents or their in-laws or something, you lose it all. See my point? So that's why you just can't go by, oh yeah, well look, the sex is great, and well, y'all I ain't saying y'all don't. But you're gonna have chemistry, believe it or not, you're gonna have chemistry. And you might like that person that they in your soul tribe or something. So they do help you get to a certain point. But the person that's on your chart is even different than that. And I can tell y'all for a fact. Just like I just told y'all, that female broke up with her husband, that's supposed to be over with. Now she got another man, they all in the same type of field. And now she think this is the chosen one. But there's an underlying indicator that he ain't no different than the other one. I'm not saying that he's not. That's why I said she got to go deeper with the reading, because I did the best I could. But after a while, you got to be, okay, well, I can't keep doing all this. I got to get back because other people are waiting. So that's why I said, so people don't understand that. So this is based on the aggression. This relationship is based on the aggression, and it's that love for money that they both have. And highly probably everybody, just about everybody loves sex. But he just got to be careful because his ninth house is giving him a warning that because the song I hear is "Slow Down," that hip hop song, like whatever. Brand Nubians, whoever made that, Grand Poopa or whatever. Because if he get that longer time, he's gonna go away for a nice amount of time. And that's what Saturn does. Saturn will slow you down, and sometimes it'll slow you down with a jail, whatever, some type of a conviction or some type of fine or something. All right. So again, that's the point I'm trying to make. What I'll be trying to tell people: learn what your chart is saying, because if not, you're talking about love, 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 and the person you think might be the one for you might essentially not be. Just the person that's in your life right now, but they may not be the one that's for you. And I remember I had a woman where I tried to tell her that that person wasn't her twin, and she swore up and down that the person was a twin and got upset and everything. And then years later, she was taking a reading, and then she had reason to believe that somebody else was her twin. And when I looked at it, I was like, yeah, and that's your twin. I said, if anybody's your twin, it's this one, not that one. So try to stick with the universe. Don't go with your heart. I just showed you a woman that's about to make another bad mistake if she doesn't do it the right way. Because you're just upset with your husband and you broke up and now you're trying to get some payback. You're trying to get some closure by being with somebody else. But if that guy's gonna be as bad as your husband was, you don't need neither one of them. Not if you're gonna be hitting on you and stuff like that. So you gotta learn how to slow it down, do it the universe's way, and that's why I gave you so much insight that people usually don't appreciate. But I gave so much insight on how life really is. See, it ain't no joke out here. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no joke out here. And the faster you realize, like we all think somebody gonna come and make us feel, you gotta feel good about yourself. Oh, somebody gonna come and my lover gonna come and stop. No, your lover not Superman. Your lover not Superwoman. You gotta learn that love inside of yourself. You love yourself, love God, like the sacred scriptures say, and then everything else. So tend to work itself out. So once again, we got all these type of sales going on. Make sure you have the most recent services offered and price list. You can look on the channel, see any sales going on. You can also contact me for any sales going on, seeing what's going on. But y'all got to remember, in all honesty, my prices are very low because I do that on purpose because I'm trying to help people the best I can. Otherwise, I would just do it. I would have did things totally different. I would have just did marketing like everybody else did. But I messed that up because I was very honest. I messed my marketing up because I was very honest. But and I don't regret that. Don't regret that at all. But but otherwise, like I said, otherwise you would have higher prices, and then you would only deal with people that could pay the price because it's a person out here called Christian Astrologer, and that's what she does. Some of her prices are so high that it's almost you could buy. I ain't lying. I saw some of her prices. You could almost pay for your whole rent for a whole month. I was like, what? I was sitting there. I couldn't believe her prices were at that amount. So trying to help out best I can, but it will be with the truth and people that benefit from it. They'll be stronger in their relationships longer, and they won't be victims of bubblegum astrology. Because like I told you, when you do bubblegum astrology, at some point it's going to go pop in your face. This is Get. I'm out.